education sector in Borno has continued to attract government attention despite years of protracted conflict as a result of insurgency. This is a deliberate attempt at addressing the menace of out-of-school children and to engrave the culture of education in the psyche of its younger generations. Welcome to Borno Restoration. I'm Jessie Tafida. But first, let's bring you up to speed with Borno Today. Extreme poverty in Nigeria now stands at an estimate of over 80 million people, representing almost 50% of the country's population of over 200 million. Research reveals that the Northeast region constitutes about 71.86% of the poverty rate in the country due to Boko Haram insurgency. But the federal government is not sitting idly by, as it has initiated various programs to change the narrative. The National Social Investment Program was established in 2016 to tackle poverty and hunger across the country. On this day, about 100 trained independent monitors are issued engagement letters and tablets to monitor these activities. The deployment of these monitors is believed to enhance success of the National Social Investment Program in the country.
These programs need to be monitored through the devices given to them by the ministry so as to know the impact that it has impacted to the people of Borno State, with a view to see whether the program is running in accordance with as it was planned or otherwise.
This is a very welcome program. It will help a lot of the entire social investment program will help youth, help women and vulnerable people. We're very excited that they're scaling up everything with the new Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. It means that we're institutionalizing all these programs.
The newly engaged monitors promise to give their all to ensure the success of the program.
Being a monitor, I'm going to take my time, dedicate my time to this work, to make sure that anything that comes from federal government must be delivered to the people without any mistakes.
The monitors are selected from various communities of Borno. The arrival of President Bazoum Mohamedou of Niger Republic in the Far region of the country was amidst cheers and celebrations. The president then made his way out alongside the Borno State Governor Governor Zulum. He is here on a mission to hold bilateral talks on behalf of the Nigerian government over refugees residing in Diffa. Shortly after the closed-door meeting, Governor Governor Zulum briefs the press on the resolve of both countries to evacuate the refugees back to their places of abode at the end of this year's famine season.
We have taken a number of decisions. Among the decisions is the issue of resettlement of people to their own communities. What we are doing now is to ensure IDPs are returned in a dignified manner. We shall do everything possible within the reach of the federal government of Nigeria and the Federal Republic of Niger to ensure the resettlement of people to their respective communities within the shortest possible time.
Back here in Nigeria, the 68th Battalion of the Nigerian Army has been carrying out an onslaught against terrorists in Abadam Local Council of the state. The commanding officer briefs the governor about the peculiar security situation there and why the return of civilians to the area may not be a good idea at the moment.
The unit's area of responsibility is highly infested with insurgents loyal to Al-Banawi of Iswap and Boko Haram terrorists. They are mostly hibernating in the islands of the Lake Chad. FOB, however, has continued to carry out patrols, ambushes, and maintain an aggressive posture to deny insurgents freedom of action.
Lawmakers representing Borno, both at the state and federal level, were also part of the tour. The Resettlement Committee and the military have been charged by the state governor to ensure a smooth relocation and successful reintegration of returnees into the society.
Education, no doubt, is one of the most critical pillars of Governor Zulum's development agenda, with special interest in technical education and vocational enterprise. The state has continued to intensify efforts in the construction of more training schools for the teeming youth population. Let's take this report.
For centuries, education continues to play important roles around the world, advancing the frontiers of civilization through research and innovation, as well as serving as catalyst for cultural development. But in most parts of Africa, education is sometimes looked upon with some cynicism by those who feel that learning focuses more on theory than on practical applications. But one state in Nigeria is racing against time to change this narrative. Perhaps the fortune that comes with having a professor as governor. Governor Zulum's aggressive drive at revamping the Borno State education system shows just how well it is embedded at the heart of policy initiatives in his administration, with a view to making it a pathway to self-reliance for the people.
Then in terms of vocational training center, we constructed about 3 vocational training centers, one in Maiduguri Metropolitan, one in Mafa, and then one in Makumeri. And inshallah, we shall construct another one in Kwayakusari local government area of Borno State. What we intend to do is that we want to establish a sustainable vocational training centers. What we mean by a sustainable vocational training center is that a vocational training center that can train our youths to become independent. These 4 vocational training centers can at least graduate not in fewer than 6,000 to 8,000 youths from Borno State per annum. And if these schools are well qualified, I think they can train others.
In the last 2 years, Borno State has been expanding its capacity in education through massive investment in science and technology, as well as building of more technical colleges and ultra-modern vocational institutes to provide skills for the teeming youth. The Vocational Enterprise Institute in Muna, at the outskirts of Maiduguri, the state capital, is one of the modern training facilities inaugurated by the administration of Professor Zulum. The institute is designed for the training of 1,500 persons annually. It has 14 workshops for automobile and mechatronics, electrical installation such as solar, air conditioning and refrigeration, leatherworks. Others are plumbing and pipe fitting, welding and fabrication, machinery building, carpentry and joinery, ICT, as well as tailoring and fashion design.
We have vehicle units. In vehicle units, we have 3 units. We have the panel beating sites, we have the motor vehicles mechanics, we have the automotive mechatronics unit. The purpose of this automotive mechatronics is most of our modern vehicles now are advanced, or I can say a digital advanced or hybrid cars. So whenever they have problem, for you to diagnose and repair the fault, you have to use a kind of devices, a computer devices that can detect the fault and then we immediately arrest the situation. So, and if you can, from the other units in the vehicle units, we have panel beating. So it's not the ordinary panel beating that you know, the roadside panel beating. We have our oven. So we have our expert on ground that we're going to take care of that oven. And that oven is an advanced oven. I think we have about 4 or 5 ovens in these states, in the capital. But ours is different from them. And the rate of production of that oven is 15 minutes per car. You can do your painting and everything in 15 minutes. And in 15 minutes, you can drive your car and go. So we call it oven. And then in the mechanical section, the motor vehicle mechanics, we have a pneumatic tire changer. We have digital tire balancer. We have lubricating device. That lubrication system used to detect the viscosity of engine oil. And then we have nitrogen tire inflator. And then we have another device, is the injector cleaners. That injector cleaners, what we normally do is, if your car is using injector, we remove the nozzles and then it will check the fault on the nozzles. From there, it will repair the fault. From there, then we will replace it.
The institute has 6 hostels of about 200 rooms, a kitchen and common room, as well as an auditorium, administrative building and sporting facilities. 20 indigent students from all the 27 local government areas of the state were the first set of students to be admitted into the institute on scholarship, with tuition, feeding and accommodation provided free of charge by the state government. After graduation and gaining requisite skills, the state government will also support the youth to become self-reliant and contribute to the economy.
Most of our teeming youth have nothing to do. Even if the job is available, they are not skilled. Most of them, they are not skilled. Even if you can provide the industry, they cannot work there because they were not trained. There's no any formal training that they have undergone. So with the coming of this vocational, I think this is the first of its kind in northeastern Nigeria, if not northern Nigeria. So the philosophy behind this is to arrest the issue of this ideology, the ideology of Boko Haram. I think this is the philosophy behind Vocational Enterprises Institute. For now, we have 12 of our local government has responded when His Excellency called the attention of the local government chairman that they should go and produce 20 candidates from each local government. So far, I have 12 local government with me. His Excellency, the way he is seeing things in the state, if he say that the indigent must have to pay something before they join the institution, I think we are going back to another second Boko Haram. So he has to make it free, because by the time we make it free, maybe in next 2, 3, 4 or 5 years, it depends on the target or the time frame that the government plan. If you have different set of vocational, technical, skilled students, so that have undergone formal training in this institute, and they were posted or they were out of the institution and now they are on their own. I think many people will like to join this institute. But for now, if we say you must pay something before you join the school, many of the youth will not join. Because for now they are saying there are some that don't want to even join this institute, despite it is free. But we have to use some kind of tactics.
Government Day Technical Secondary School in Jimtilo is a replica of the Vocational Enterprise Institute in Mona. The school is well equipped with air-conditioned classrooms for at least 2,400 students, vocational workshops, laboratories for sciences and ICT, as well as auditoriums and sporting facilities. Governor Zulum has built 16 of such schools across Borno State.
This technical college is very, very important for our youths because youths are roaming about the street. So when His Excellency came into office, he came out categorically telling the people of the state that the era of white-collar job is over. Our youths are going to be trained in many, many skills so that after their education, they will be self-reliant and then become employers themselves. Then Borno State economy will develop and then our youth will stop roaming about in the street.
The Muna Vocational Enterprise Institute, technical colleges and other mega schools built across the state under Professor Governor Zulum are strategic answers to skill acquisition and job creation efforts aimed at reducing youth unemployment in Borno. The Zulum administration has continued to put a state ravaged by insurgency in the spotlight of development in Nigeria and the Sahel region.
With so much investment by the Borno State government in Technical Education and Vocational Enterprise Institute, I had a chat with the Commissioner for Higher Education, Science and Technology, Mustafa Malambe, and he says government would never relent in bringing quality education to the doorsteps of Borno's residents. Welcome to Borno Restoration, sir.
Thank you so much.
As the Commissioner for Higher Education, Science and Technology, can you talk us through what is the philosophy behind the massive investment in higher education, science and technology?
Well, actually, let me start by saying when Professor Governor Zulum, the Executive Governor of Borno State, came on board, he came with 10-pack agenda. Out of that 10-pack agenda, education is one of the 10-pack agendas. And then one of the objectives of the 10-pack agenda is to enhance and provide education, and at the same time provide livelihood for dropouts and out-of-school children. As you are aware that these cruel activities happened almost in 2009. By now it's almost almost 12 years now. So a child who is 10 at that time, he will be 22 now. And then probably he has been out of school. We have those who are also dropped out. And then there's need for us to provide linkages for them for those who are willing to further their studies, and also provide a livelihood for those who are willing also to get livelihood. So that's why he came off with some holistic approach, especially in reviving